In this video, I'm going to show you not only a tour of the Nicaraguan Islets on Lake Nicaragua, but how to get that tour for less than half the price. And I'm also going to show you everything to do with booking and attending Laguna Apoyo. By the way, these are the first drops of rain that there's been in 2 months anywhere. So anyway, on to the video. Here we go. Let's go get a boat. When you're booking the boat tour for the Nicaragua Isletas, the closer you get to the waterfront, the cheaper it gets and more reasonable and comprehensive the tours get. So now we've talked to a couple people way up at the top. We're looking at like $30–40 a person for a 1-hour tour. We just got quoted $25 a person for an approximate 2-hour tour with 2 different routes, one on the outside, one on the inside of the islands. Let's keep at it. A lot of this area seems to be sort of defunct, but this is toward the pier that they try to shield you from knowing exactly where it is when they're pitching you their tour. So we figured that if we went here, that we would be able to get a better deal. Will that be true? You're about to find out. Oh my God, you guys. We came right to the dock and we were quoted a price of 2 people for 2 hours for $25. That's half the goddamn price. All you gotta do is walk through the tourist area and come to here and get yourself a ding-dang boat. You look for Capitan Freddy, or I bet probably almost anyone else, to be honest. And it's 2 people, $25 US. Come right down to the pier and get it directly. All the other places are gonna charge you a ton of money. And now we've been quoted $10 a person, $20 total. All the captains are wanting you to take their boat. Let's jump live now to us taking that boat tour and see how it is.
2 days later,
Captain Freddy took off on a motorcycle to go fill up the boat, and we are walking to meet him. Hola. Oh, privado.
Sí, más calmo acá.
Gracias.
Which seat would you like?
We did it. Well, we're like not even a couple minutes in, and it's very beautiful. Has a reminiscence of the Vietnam backwaters.
after we saw that many of these islands were privately owned and many were listed as for sale, I got curious. What do they cost?
And we've got the entire dang boat to ourselves. How nice.
Well, islands with houses in various reasonably good states were as cheap as $250,000 US.
This island's for sale. Got a pizza oven, stairs.
Most were $500,000 or more, and just the undeveloped islands themselves alone with no house seem to range from $70,000 for a wee little itty-bitty guy to $500,000 depending.
This island belongs to a family that owns Tonya, so cheers. You're welcome.
Seems like a bunch of little stops you can make. We're gonna get out here on San Pablo Island and I guess take a picture. I don't know what to do here much, but let's try getting out. It costs 20 Cordobas, which is Canadian, like 70 cents-ish. Free mango. We found this mango dropped the second we arrived, so maybe that's a sign to eat it. Hola. It's a small fort. Tiny islands in a lake. Tiny islands in a lake. What do you get for your 20 Cordobas? Good selfie points. And in our case, a free ass mango. Ooh, it's good. I'm just a little feral mango eater. Let's go up the stairs. And our way downstairs, my God, look at the vultures in that tree. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, at least 30, 40 of them in there. Okay, I gotta make sure I don't die on these stairs. Tiny little stairs, oh my God. We're out on a Monday which means that it's not very busy actually. So maybe you can do the same thing too. That's how we finesse this private tour. It looks like a lot of rich people own their own little island in the lake. What is it?
A lot of nests.
These birds build incredible hanging nests and have beautiful yellow plumage on their tails and beautiful colored faces. Montezuma's bird, the Oropendula. Wow. This is not a place where you can say no regrets.
I was surprised to hear this tiny islet had 2 monkeys living on it.
I don't know if these monkeys are endemic.
But these ones are supposedly released rescuers via a conservation group, who now unfortunately rely on people visiting in boats to feed them exclusively.
And the monkeys are quite obese. They live here?
This didn't hit right for me. People were feeding them absolute crap, and their health was clearly compromised.
So if you're interested, there's all sorts of places on these islands you can stay. You just got to dig a little bit. And there's lots of restaurants when you take your boat tour to go around and probably have some expensive beers or whatever in. Woo! Wow. Life is happening all over this place. I, for one, if I lived here, I'd have trouble remembering where I lived for like the first year. I'm sure I'd have to do it all by landmarks. I don't have the best sense of direction, so a lot of this I'm like, how do you know where you live? Shout out Guatemala. There's a cemetery island up ahead here.
The gravesites were scattered in completely random seeming directions, but it was one of the more interesting cemeteries I've ever seen.
I don't know which graves I'm walking over, how to avoid doing that. Aquí? Oh. That's Captain Freddy's uncle. Just niño?
Niño seguro, sí, the baby.
Okay.
Cue the romantic sunset music.
Capitan Freddy!
Nicaragua.
Wow, beautiful area. One of the more unique backwaters I've seen. And this is a 2-hour tour. You can do as much as a 9-hour tour. So you could drive like 4.5 hours to get to the end and then come back in on an inside run. This is a good starter, but it has piqued my curiosity. Beautiful backwaters.
Cue the romantic sunset music. It did pretty much take our breath away. What a unique and beautiful place.
Beautiful.
Well, just like that, 2 hours had passed, and 50 of the 350 islands we saw were satisfying and so interesting.
Capitan Freddy.
I felt like it was worth the price,
Muchas gracias.
especially since jam-packed group tours are quoted at $25 US per person in town. Don't mean to brag, but we got 2 for $25, so...
Pay the man.
I will pay the man.
Well, we're ending on a full moon and a full riverbank full of horses.
By the way, this is a common, usual, everyday breakfast here at our hostel called Cueva Nica in Granada.
Today we are headed to a famous little spot called Laguna Apoyo. We have decided to use VIP service, they call it. For 20 US per person, you get a direct ride to it and from it. Plus, you get to use kayaks, ping pong tables, Jenga, all sorts of other little games and activities, have a bottle of water, that sort of thing. One of the only ways you can get access to the Laguna part for swimming and activities is by buying a day pass.
The property's amenities looked well kept, and the signs in the change room reminded you not to urinate on the floor, but to use the nearby bathroom. So, we were anticipating a lovely day, especially once we saw the water and nice setup. Lake Apoyo was declared a nature reserve in 1991 and is managed by the Ministry of the Environment and Natural Resources. Geological data suggests that Lake Apoyo originated about 23,000 years ago. It also features lots of endemic snakes, lizards, cichlids, and other fish, although I like cichlids, birds, insects, and plants.
We've been sitting down here for about 5-10 minutes, just enough time to get settled in. And the same kid has asked us to buy his sliced mango, I think about 6 or 7 times. There's little kids going around working hard in the sun. And on the one hand, if I buy something, doesn't that encourage it? But on the other hand, it's tough to see a kid going around working in the sun and not having a lot of success. Tell me in the comments what you do about that. Now they have like an 8-year-old kid selling cigarettes. Oh gosh, it's very warm. Wowzers. Well, this is honestly an amazing spot. There is plenty you can do here. We've been mostly just lounging, honestly. But, gosh, you can kayak, you can raft, you can inner tube, you can sunbathe, you can play ping pong, you can play Jenga. There's billiards, coffee, tea, and water included. All sorts of little things to do in the water. The swimming here is among the best we've experienced on the whole trip. Beautiful, beautiful water, warm. We found out that there are geothermal springs or geothermal action within the water itself, so it makes it even a little bit warmer. It's not shocking to get in, and the area is so picturesque and so nice. Natalia's coming out of the water now. What do you think? It's nice. And the prices are pretty reasonable for what you get. We did the VIP. If you do the $14 per person one, you go to a different beach that's over there and without as much infrastructure. And that costs $14 per person, and you go from 10 a.m. to 4. If you come via the VIP experience like we did, you get a ride directly back whenever you'd like. You can stay later. You can do all sorts of stuff and get picked up whenever you want directly from your door and brought here and then taken back directly when you want to as well.
These tiles are used to keep track of your food and bar tab, to secure cues, paddles, kayaks, and everything else you might need to enjoy your included and not included activities here.
Oh. Time to head back now on the shuttle. We're going to give them about 20 minutes notice and we'll get taken back. Private rooms here are about 40 US, dorms about 20. Because it's a hostel. Highly recommend. If it sounds expensive to you, I promise it's not. It's worth it. And here's our VIP experience ride.
An early 2000s Toyota Corolla.
Let's try out a restaurant that has vegan options, even though their hours are posted a little wrong. We're going to check out Verde Cafe.
We have ordered 2 vegan burgers and 2 tropical smoothies. Tastes very tropical, lots of fresh fruit, smooth bits of chewy chunks, which are nice as well. Yeah, it's good. It's a smoothie. Fries are nicely seasoned, but they're not too crispy, are they? And the burger feels very dry on the first bite.
Yeah. So what did you think of those 2 outings? Did we get hosed on anything? I found out later that maybe the Laguna Apoyo could have been a little bit cheaper. Yeah, it still was pretty good value. I think we did okay on the boats. Tell me in the comments. Well, that's pretty much it from beautiful Granada. Recommend you visit. Very nice place. Now we're headed to Ometepe. For Vegan Everywhere, I'm David.